Hi guys, welcome to Hoops Junction. LeBron James is trying to defend the fact that he did not start super teams. While I agree, LeBron James has not started super teams, so to speak, there's one huge error in his reasoning. He brought up the fact that Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, they all went to Houston, like saying that they were a super team. He brought up the fact that the Lakers had Kareem, Byron Scott, etc., Magic Johnson, what it may have you. All that's understandable. He's brought up some other teams that, they had like a lot of great. Lakers had Kobe and Shaq, etc. No problem, bro. You're right about that. You're not the first person to play with a lot of great players. You are, though. You are the first person to be a star in your prime years, to call another star in his prime year, call another star in their prime year, and team up. So you did not start super teams because GMs were always trying to create them, trying to make them come about. But listen, you're the first person to start super teams in the fact that guys in their prime go team up. Instead of trying to beat each other up, you guys formed a conglomerate. You started that. See what I'm saying? Because when you mention Charles Barkley, etc., Charles Barkley, Clyde Drexler, etc., though they weren't in their prime. Nope. Scottie Pippen, he wasn't in his prime. That, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you tell me like, okay, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, 1993 Charles Barkley, 1993 Scottie Pippen, and 1993 Clyde Drexler got on the team, then you could make a point. That's a great point. When he's like, where Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and KG got together, we're not talking about MVP KG. We're talking about an older KG, a Ray Allen. We're not talking about Seattle Supersonics, Milwaukee Bucks Ray Allen. That's not who we're talking about. We're not talking about Paul Pierce when he was in his younger years. I don't know if a lot of you guys watched those Celtics games when they were horrible. Him and Antoine Walker. Paul Pierce used to get busy. He used to get buckets. Busy. We're not talking about those guys. We're talking about older guys, 32, 33, 35, 34, 36. That's who we're talking about. That went and teamed up. We're not talking about guys that were 27, 28, in their prime years. Like LeBron James was coming off of MVPs and he won some in Miami. So at the end of the day, there's a huge difference. I feel like everybody's like trying to make an excuse for what he did or saying it's not the same thing. You're right, it's not the same thing because you created the blueprint for young guys not only to team up, for them to do it themselves, not let it come naturally from trades, free agency signings. It's like, no. We control free agency. No, I'm calling this guy. I'm going to make it happen. So not only did you create that mobility, but you're the father of it. You're the author of young guys. Not saying, guys never teamed up before, like guys never were drafted before, but you are the architect of guys in their prime. Like if LeBron James doesn't go to Miami, there's no Kevin Durant in Golden State ever. Because Kevin Durant would never have that excuse, well, LeBron James teamed up with a guy in his prime, Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in his prime. He can't say that. Like, he can't do that. Because he would be the first guy to do it. He would be the first pariah and get killed for it. When Durant did what he did, he basically did what Max Kellerman said, and he improved on the design or whatever the case may have you. But when LeBron's like, well, I never played on a super team, or he's trying to draw differences as to what he did is different, it's a hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. It makes him look weak. There's no reason to make excuses for what you did. You did form a super team. You went and got with guys, and then when you saw the ship was sinking, you went and jumped back on Cleveland's ship, and you forced a trade. LeBron forced that trade. It wasn't like the Cleveland Cavaliers were right away gonna get Kevin Love. LeBron was like whining about it, upset about it. He was like, look, if you don't do this, then you're not showing me ready to win, and I'm gonna be headed out of here. So you're right. You didn't create super teams. You created You didn't make it cool for guys to play together, whatever. You made it cool for guys to purposely, in their prime years, team up together. It's like, dude, like when he said what he said, I'm like thinking to myself, like, okay, so you want to bring up Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and KG. Are we talking about Seattle Supersonics, Ray Allen? Are we talking about Minnesota Timberwolves KG in his prime when he won an MVP? Are we talking about Paul Pierce when he was, you know what I'm saying, young, dunking on everybody? That's not who we're talking about. Clyde Drexler. You're bringing up Scotty. You're bringing up Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley wasn't in his prime. He wasn't 1993 Phoenix MVP Barkley. Like, that's something completely different to even bring about. Like, I think people really always dismiss the context. It's like, oh, well, these guys teamed up. These guys was old, man. Like, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like we got to see Kobe Bryant, T-Mac, and Vince Carter all in their prime, like 2002, 2003, playing together. Like, if you saw that before, then you could say, I have an excuse that this happened. Like, LeBron, stop making excuses. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though what Kevin Durant did was different, he basically studied what you did, and he flipped it on you, and you lost the finals due to that very same fact. So, I mean, stop being salty, man. Stop trying to make excuses. Like, every time, try to make excuses. And this is the asterisk that's going to be on his career. It's like, yeah, you got titles, but you didn't beat Wade. You didn't beat Wade. You had to team up with Wade. You know what I mean? You didn't beat Bosh. You had to team up with Bosh. And that's kind of the thing. Like, I mean, everybody had great players. I'm not disputing that. But the whole fact of him not trying to take responsibility for what he did and trying to flip it now, like trying to make it seem he's trying to distance himself from Kevin Durant and what he did. But at the end of the day, you have to take some responsibility inspiring somebody to do what you did times 10. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction with Hoops Meets Hoopla. Peace.